Hey guys, I'm back. I'm Richie. Uh, just got finished with moving. Haven't really unpacked everything yet. This is a very long and intense process. I never realized how intense moving could be, but I think you move sometimes, and it's just moving from one location to another. But I think this move, for me personally, is is a more profound, or I'll say profound move, because it wasn't so much of changing locations as it was starting a new life. And I think that's why I've been gone for so long, is because I had to put to rest my old life so that I could start a new one. And the interesting part is, I guess I didn't kind of realize that that's what was happening in the process of like starting the. Well, the reason why we moved or relocated, well, actually moved, was because as my father-in-law passed away in the middle of September, and it it was one of those passings where you're forced to start all over. So he was like the center piece, or I don't know, you know, he was the main person in the family. Like he was the leader. Or sorry, it's sometimes it's hard to think about him still, um, and not get emotional, because he was such a major focal point in all of our lives, and come to find out many other people's lives. Um, when he passed away at work, and when he passed, his company had I don't know what they call it. Sh- it wasn't a party, but they had like a celebration of life, um, for him. But they had it for him in two separate locations at two separate times. So he was he worked for a company that works for the government, and sometimes he travels all throughout the country for the company. So he's based in California, but he also travels to the East Coast, and he met so many people along the way, um, and they felt so badly that of his passing, that in two separate places they had a celebration for life. That's just like, to speak on his impact on, or how he impacted so many people, that they thought they needed to celebrate him with two parties. I thought that was so amazing when I found out that they did that. But anyways, sorry, I'm going to probably end up going off track a lot in this little video. But yeah, his passing was uh, was a tough one. Um, and we realized that, we we had to move forward, and we had to like start all over again. So we chose to relocate, uh, and in the process, we had, you go through the normal process of moving. Like, you pack your stuff, you get rid of stuff, and you think, oh, I need this, I need that, we need this, we need that. Uh, and then you realize, like, oh, you know, if you're going to be starting a new life and starting a new journey in life, then can you really or should you really take all your old stuff with you? Because if you do, then are you really starting over? And that was the process that I was going through. So when we decided to move and relocate, I was just packing everything. And then I realized like, oh, if you're bringing everything with you, then you're really not starting new. And so then I went through the process of getting rid of stuff that I didn't need, but also processing old feelings and information, um, and really putting old things to bed. And it was kind of a cleansing process because as you throw stuff away physically, or as I did, I was actually throwing stuff away emotionally, like putting things to bed, finding peace with things, um, remembering that life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. So the things that were holding me back or that I had issues with, the light changed, and that dark those things that had darkness became light. And I realized that because I changed my mindset, um, of thinking that everything is a blessing, then I was able to move forward and bring light to everything that made me feel sad or brought a little darkness uh, to my spirit, we'll say. Um, that part was really, it was, it was really nice to experience some of it. Um, you know, um, letting go of old things. Um, but it was interesting because in that process, I did need time to to take a break from everything and get away and kind of find myself within all of that releasing. It wasn't like you throw something away, um, and then all of a sudden everything's great. You know, it's still like if you put something, if you bury something or you put it to rest, you know, there's still that process of like releasing completely. And I found that's what I was going through. And I think that's part of the also another part of the reason why I was gone for so long, um, is I needed to find peace and completely let go of the past or things that I was holding on to. It was very interesting because on the move, or on the, so we drove from California to Oregon, and the trip was about 8 hours. The trip is normally about 8 hours, but for some reason, it took us 12. It took us 12 hours. We drove up in the middle of a rainstorm that started in Northern California and went all the way through Oregon. Um, so we added an extra 4 hours. We ran into 5 accidents along the way. I mean, it was just a downpour where, you know, those rains where it's so heavy that you can't see nothing and you're just, you know, paying attention to the lights in front of you and you're calling in like everybody that you know, all your angels and guides and Jesus and Buddha and everybody to like, please, you know, help me out on this one. But yeah, on the way up, it was so bad. And then there was 2 times where we had to just stop because, well, the traffic stopped because the accidents were so bad. Um, it was an interesting process or an interesting journey, um, because the weather was so bad. Um, there was a couple of times where I thought like, "Oh no, this is just too much to drive through." But then I don't know why I had this feeling like, you know what, there's, you know, your team's out here and they're going to protect you. So take caution, but keep going forward. And it's just like, you have to keep pushing. For some reason, it was never an option to stop driving and just pull over and wait the storm out. It was that I had to keep going forward and trust that everybody out there is looking out for me and nothing bad is going to happen. And I really leaned into that and held on to it. And, you know, knock on wood, blessings from above, nothing happened to us along the way. Um, the other part was just because there was so much rain, it almost felt like a cleansing. Like as we were driving through, we were getting like all the old energy and residuals were being washed away, like literally washed away because of this storm that we were driving through. Um, it was amazing. We got to to Oregon, and it took some two 2 or 3 weeks for our all of our stuff to arrive. So imagine you get to your new house and you have nothing. So we were kind of roughing it for a while. Um, but you hold on to that belief that life is happening for you and not to you. And so what becomes a pain or a hardship isn't really that anymore. And I found the opportunity to of living in an empty house with nothing to do because none of our stuff is there. It was a blessing. And it was a blessing because it gave me the opportunity to reflect and to think about how things are going to go moving forward. What what are my what are the things that I want to focus on? What's really important to me? Um, good stuff like that. Yeah, it was a really good time. Um, our stuff finally did come, and now there's just the bear to unpack everything and you know build everything as far as like tables and stands and dressers and TV stands and where does the fridge go and where does the couch go and setting up internet and all this stuff. But it's nice to be back. It's nice to be um, with the community and getting back into the energy of the community. I think that's what I missed the most was the interaction or just seeing the interaction um, of the community. Um, whether it's watching JJ or Terry at Holding Your Space or Kim Copeland or Mel and Linda G or even Sterling, watching Sterling. I mean, there's no comments and stuff like that, but it was just nice to get back into this space where I want to be and kind of surrounding myself with the people that share the same beliefs, we'll say, you know. But yeah, I guess that's good enough for now as far as an update goes. The move was very interesting. I learned a lot about myself, and I took a lot of stuff away from this process. It was more than just a move. It's uh it's the beginning of something new. What that something new is, I don't know, but um I'm willing to embrace the uncertainty. I'm looking forward to it, and whatever my team puts in front of me, I will accept with open arms. Um, but that's all I got for now, I guess. Um, Thanks for listening, um, and I guess I'll see you guys in the chat. Till the next video. Thanks.